All right, race fans, welcome to Evolution Racing Network's coverage of the Delta Cams Thursday Night Thunder Truck Series here from Nashville Super Speedway. Looking forward to an exciting race again here tonight, Craig, as we just watched the ARCA cars complete 80 laps around this track.
Sheffield, the ARCA series set the bar high for tonight with the Thursday Night Throwdown. Now the trucks turn to go out there and show them what they got. They got 115 laps here tonight at Nashville Super Speedway on a concrete 1.33 mile track. It's a tire year, Sheffield. I'm excited to see what these guys can do.
Now, we talked about the ARCA cars, how the handling was earlier with those. I think this is going to be a complete different animal here as these guys try to handle these trucks around this 1.33 mile super speedway. Is, ARCA cars were probably a little bit loose on entry and drive off, and I suspect these trucks are typically seem to be a little bit tighter there, Craig.
Yeah, we're flipping a coin, Sheffield. The ARCA cars, later in the run, it felt snappy, loose on exit. Now these cars, they're going to have to protect the right front tire. The cars are going to feel tight on a longer run, pushing up in the corners. It's going to be who can save the tires. And honestly, Sheffield, after seeing the ARCA series, it's who can get out front and have that clean air.
Now, we do have a couple of drivers who are doing double duty that ran the ARCA series here. Your winner from the ARCA series is running double duty. The 49 machine and Clinton Sneed's running double duty. We see some drivers that are new into the truck series that we didn't see in the ARCA series for this season to opener here tonight, Craig. And looking at the roster, pretty stacked roster here. So it's starting to look like it's going to be a great season here for these guys.
Kicking off season number 2. I'm excited. Tonight we have Nashville. Next week we go to Iowa. These tracks are so tough, so technical right now as we're getting ready to go into qualifying.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go to qualifying here as practice is now closed. 115 laps here versus the 80 with the ARCA, and looking a little bit over a shorter fuel run here, so we'll probably see a little different strategy here tonight, Craig. As we're starting to see some trucks coming out on the track now. We'll try to pick them up and see who's coming out now.
Trucks rolling out on the track right now as we got the 61 of Frank Hughes. He's rolling the Chevy Silverado out to get his warm-up lap underway here in Nashville. That's Mitch Ellison, the number 55 Toyota Tundra. Sheffield, a lot of these guys we've seen last season, they were quick, but top of the board of practice, we had Dan Cruz in the number 46 Toyota. There he is right there. Let's see what lap he can put down.
Yeah, we got a couple new names in here that, interesting to see how they do. Is looking now at Wayne Lowe on track. I haven't seen a time come across the ticker here yet. Is this still, a little bit early in the qualifying here? Try to wait here and see who can put the initial time on the board here.
Yeah, Sheffield, these trucks have 5 minutes to get the job done. Maybe sometimes I like to wait till the halfway mark. Maybe a cloud will roll through to get that extra grip. Maybe that's what some of these guys are doing. As Frank Hughes goes on the board, he has a 30.6.
Yeah, 30-second laps around here. You get 2 laps, and a warm-up lap, minute and a half. You got plenty of time to wait. Looks like Lowe pretty much, Mitch Ellison goes to the lead now with a 30.53. You're going to see, as you see more trucks out on the track here, you're going to start seeing these times change and the board change. As right now, we're looking at Mitch Ellison and Rodney Griffin out on track now.
Rodney Griffin right now utilizing the high line, trying to build up the most speed that he can. He's coming down the back straightaway here. Gonna use still the high lane in 3 and 4. He's really trying to set his warm-up, his outlap to build the most speed, Sheffield.
Yeah, smart move there. You run that high line there through 3 and 4. Get all the horsepower and all the miles per hour you can, carrying across the start-finish line, setting up that first lap.
Dylan Hoffman, the number 15, he's crossing line. He'll go to the point in the Ford F-150, number 15. He set a lap at a 30.28.
Yeah, 30.28 is a good lap around here. As now we're looking at Brandon Zimmerman and the number 20 machine making his time around the track.
Clinton Sneed in the number 49 right now. He's coming down the back straightaway on his out lap as he's going to still utilize Always going to bring it down low. So different strategies all around the board, Sheffield, trying to find the speed out there in the trucks as he's going to come in the line. We'll see what Clinton Sneak can put up on the board.
Let's see kind of lap he can lay down. 7th right now with a 30.55. So not bad. I'm sure his second lap probably get a little better. So while qualifying finishes up here, we're going to take a small break, pay homage to our great country, and bring the national anthem to you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, race fans, welcome back to Nashville Super Speedway as we just completed qualifying here for tonight's race, 115 laps. Let's take a look here at the starting grid. Dylan Hoffman was able to capitalize on pole position at number 15 with a 30.282. Starting as I said will be Gabriel Ellison and then number 27. Starting third will be Dane Cruz and the number 46. Starting fourth will be Jeremy Little and the number 26 machine. Starting fifth is Wayne Lowe in the 34. Starting sixth is Mitch Ellison in the number 55. Starting seventh will be Brandon Zimmerman in the number 20. Starting eighth will be Clinton Snead in number 49. Starting ninth will be Brian Skidmore in the number 75. Starting 10th will be Frank Hughes in the number 61.
Rolling off 11th in the number 42 Chevy Silverado's Kevin Winker. Starting 12th in number 45 Toyota Tundra Sam Jones. Starting 13th in number 97 Rodney Griffin. Rolling off 14th in the number 5 Timothy Latham. Starting 15th in number 40 Chevy Silverado Doug Denise. Starting 16th in number 7 John Peel. Starting 17th in number 67 Toyota Tundra William Hartman. Starting 18th in number 29, Michael Garoon. Starting 19th in number 2, Toyota Tundra's Forrest Bolin. And starting shotgun on your field in the number 76 in the Chevy Silverado, Riley Dunn. And that is your grid here at Nashville for 115 laps.
That'll be your starting lineup here for the race tonight, brought to you by Denise Designs. A motorsports-focused design company specializing in paint schemes, branding, and marketing. They've been around for quite a few years, and they do a lot for the sport. And, you know, we're all grateful for that small community. And, you know, the support amongst drivers and companies is always great in these iRacing leagues.
Absolutely, Sheffield. Is now we're watching the Camping World trucks roll off pit road coming down the back straightaway here for Nashville. 115 laps here on the concrete banks here of Nashville Super Speedway. I'm excited. Are you excited, Sheffield?
Oh, I'm really excited to see these trucks. I'm really excited to see the difference that we're going to see between the ARCA cars and these trucks, especially on the later runs here. And also excited to see some of these drivers as they're going to make their debut with this season, with this league this season tonight.
Coming out of turn number 4, the pace car is going to dip down into pit road. The flag man is getting ready to wave the green flag as Dylan Hoffman going to lead the Thursday Night Throwdown series to green flag. We're green here at Nashville Super Speedway.
Dylan Hoffman's going to lead them into turn 1 with Gabriel Ellison on the outside here. 46 machine of Dane Cruz is going to be running third. Tough battle here coming through 1 and 2 as they're trying to get the tires up to temperature. Got the 15 of Dylan Hoffman on the inside. Gabriel Ellison with a little bit of an advantage there on the high side as they roll into 3 and 4.
Side by side, 2 rows back right now. Gabriel Ellison, he's still working on Dylan Hoffman on the outside. They're side by side, 2 rows back, coming to the line right now. As we saw in turn number 1, the 46, Dan Cruz, he got a little loose. He saved it. Good job. He's sitting in P3.
Yeah, it looks like the 27 machine now. Gabriel Ellison's going to jump to the point. The 15 of Dylan Hoffman's going to slide second. 46 was able to clear Dane Cruz was able to get third. They're coming through 1 and 2. So they're starting to settle out to single file there as we had quite a bit of side-by-side racing there for the first lap.
Single file them out 1 through 7 right now is Gabriel Ellison out in front over Dylan Hoffman as they're coming to lap number 3 here at Nashville.
Yeah. Coming to lap number 3, and while we got a quick second here, we'll take a look at the race details for tonight. A 1.33 mile super speedway, temperature of 83 degrees with 47% humidity, partly cloudy, and a little bit of nines at 9 miles an hour, winds at 9 mile an hour. You expect these conditions to come into play any tonight, Craig?
Sheffield, the cloud cover is going to be huge. You're going to have more grip on the track, but sometimes the sun is poking out. I noticed that in the ARCA series. When the sun is out on the track, it's slicker, so I'm excited to see what happens right now as we got a battle for about 10th back there. They're 3 wide coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, 3 wide. You got a battle between Kevin Winker. Looks like the 61 machine of Frank Hughes and the 20 of Brandon Zimmerman there. As the 61 of Hughes is going to take the spot. Maybe it's just a little early in the run. Didn't want to take any chances there, but that was close 3 wide racing there early in this 115 laps here.
3 wide racing on the restart, Sheffield. You got to go. You got to get the track position right now, but there's a lot of give and take. You give some, you take some, and you take a mental note of who's giving and who's taking right now. So good job for those guys to come out right now as we're looking at Timothy Latham rolling through 3 and 4. He's doing a good job in the number 5.
Yeah, taking a look back up front, no change. Gabriel Ellison is still your leader. The 15 of Dylan Hoffman is pretty much about the same gap here. He's maintaining the gap to the leader with Daniel Cruz there running third. Fourth is Jeremy Little, and running out your top 5 right now is Wayne Lowe in the number 34 machine.
Right now in 6 is Clinton Sneed, and right now they're all single file. 7th is Mitch Ellison. 8th is Frank Hughes. 9th, Brandon Zimmerman. And rounding out your top 10 is that number 5, Timothy Latham.
Yeah, Timothy Latham now making his way up to the field. Just got by Kevin Winker there at running the 11th position the last lap by Brian Skidmore we saw running earlier tonight. He's currently running the 12th position as they run right now.
Back to the front, single file, 1 through 7. They got a little break away from the rest of the pack as Gabriel Ellison still leading them here, coming down to lap number 8 out of 115. Sheffield, you brought it up earlier in the broadcast. Pit window, it's a little shorter, lap 50. We're thinking 2 stops tonight.
Yeah, 50 to 55 laps. I'm curious to see if anybody's going to be able to save enough there. Maybe push it as far as they can. Could see some varying strategy here. But I suspect, like we saw with the ARCA series, is now the sun is out, the track temperature is going to go up a little bit. That's going to equal tire wear. And one thing with these trucks, we both know, longer in the run, the tighter the truck's going to get off the corner. That wall is going to keep, outside wall is going to keep getting closer and closer, and the harder it's going to be to make a pass on the inside.
later in the run, you're really going to want to back up your corners to save on tire right now. As right now, I feel like the top 5 are almost, I don't think they're in save mode right now with Sheffield, but they're rolling. As we see a car right now down on the apron, we're going to try to check that out.
Let's take a look here and see what happens here. It's like the 7 truck there of John Peel. It comes down the corner. Oh, a little bit of contact there. It spun, got some damage here, and like we talked about earlier, ARCA series and in this series, they don't have any fast repairs, and they're able to stay green here. I'm not sure how much damage what the damage is going to play into effect for him tonight. Is he's able to get the truck rolling again here, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Might be able to get some of the damage repaired, under pit conditions, but green flag, pit stops, you're not going to have time to get any of that done.
Yeah, looking back at the number 2 of Forrest Bolin, he has heavy right side damage right now. Tough break for that number 2. Like the ARCA series, the truck series, no fast repair, so they don't have that quick fix. So hopefully these guys can get a caution, come down pit road, get your optional done, and not lose a whole lot of time.
Yeah, as we just see Dane Cruz now took over the second position. Dylan Hoffman had a little bit of a moment there and got into the wall there coming off the corner. I don't think it's a lot of damage there, just enough to slow the truck down as he's going to close back up to, looks like the 4th position now behind Jeremy Little. It's time to regroup and try to charge back forward.
Jeremy Little leading the little pack of 4 trucks for 3, 4, 5, and 6 right now coming down turn number 1. They're still single file, nose to tail, doing a good job right now as they're chasing down Dan Cruz and Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, I'm looking through the field here and just looking there at last season's champ, Timothy Latham now is up 6 spots from his starting position. So maybe he didn't get the qualifying time down that he wanted. He's capitalizing early here. 13 laps into this run, just trying to get his position, try to set himself up for the long run here.
Yeah, you talk about qualifying. There's so much pressure. You practice and practice all week, and then it comes down to the 2 laps, and maybe you have a little hiccup. Maybe you scrape the wall, but he's doing a very good job, like you said, up 6 spots for that number 5 Chevy Silverado of Timothy Latham.
Yeah, it looks like that 46 machine of Dane Cruz is starting to close in a little bit here on our leader there. Looks like the gap has shrunk just a little bit as Cruz is catching Ellison there a little bit.
2/10 lead right now for Ellison over Cruz. Cruz right now really trying to set up Ellison. I don't think he's going to try and make a pass just yet. See where he can beat him in the longer run. We're still 15 out 115. A lot of racing left, but maybe he's going to get a nose down in here in turn number 3. Side by side, Gabriel Ellison and Dane Cruz.
Yeah, good side-by-side here. 27's probably going to have the momentum on the high side off the corner. As we saw the lap before, you could see a little bit of different lines run here. As Ellison's going to be able to maintain the lead now. He's going to be working the bottom here along with the 46 machine. Looks like Ellison's just running a little bit higher on exit there coming through 1 and 2 that time by.
Gabriel Ellison under attack from Dane Cruz, and I'll tell you who loves to see this is Jeremy Little, as hopefully he can catch them side by side and pick up. He's a second and a half back from the leader, so hopefully they get side by side. Jeremy Little's thinking, and he can close in on 2 and 1.
Yeah, he's kind of pulled himself away from that little 4-truck pack back there, and he's trying to work his way up towards the front. And as you mentioned, the more they battle up front, the more tire wear they use, improves his chances there of getting up to the front. Is now looks like the 49 machine of Clinton Sneed is looking to the inside of the 34 of Wayne Lowe, and looks like he's going to be able to complete that pass there in turn 4.
Sneed getting the job done for P number 4. Now he's going to go chase down Jeremy Little for the 3rd position, and we've seen this week in, week out. Clinton Sneed in the Toyota Tundra 49. So good at saving tires. This is where the tires are starting to fall off. Sheffield, lap 18. Clinton Sneed, it's go time.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out there on that 15 truck there of Dylan Hoffman after that wall. A little bit of wall contact there. It looks like he's slipping back. I'm not sure how much damage there he's got on the right side, and, if he's got just aero damage or, what the truck's like. He might be just, you can see a little bit of paint rub there, a little bit of fender damage. I'm not sure how that's going to come into play for him here tonight.
Yeah, that's going to plague the 15 all night long. He's hoping for a caution here quick. It looks like it's hurting him a little, but not terrible, as he's still sitting in sixth position.
Yeah, a lot of single file racing here. You see some packs of trucks, kind of little groups of 2 or 3 trucks running together here. Curious as we talked about with the pit strategy, 55 laps roughly on fuel. How the strategies are going to play out. Are they going to plan for a 2-stop and try to strategize, come in early? Looks like the 75 machine was a little slow there, or Skidmore. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I did see him on the bottom of the track there for a brief second.
The dilly, number 75, a lot of right side damage. It looked like he got into the wall coming out of turn number 4. There it is. Goes through the grass, mowing the yard. Dilly, 75. Big trouble tonight here in Nashville.
Great job of saving it there, coming through the grass, able to keep it under power there. No caution flag out as we're lap 21 of 115 coming to 22. Gabriel Ellison is still your leader. Dan Cruz is in second. Jeremy Little in the 26 machine is third. Fourth is Clinton Sneed. And running into top 5 as they run right now is Wayne Lowe in that 34 machine.
Sheffield right now, the biggest movers, the number 67, the Toyota Tundra, William Hartman. We saw him. He absolutely dominated the ARCA series. As right now he's working on Timothy Latham. He's trying to get the truck low there in 1 and 2. Trying to get the job done here.
Yeah, he's bringing that butt kicker machine up towards the front now as hard as he can. Maybe just struggle, as we talked about with Latham a little bit in qualifying, is he's able to complete the pass here. He's on a charge up to the front and set up 10 positions here from the grid. So curious to see how this is going to play out, because we've seen what he can do long run tonight.
And positions is really hard to do in 23 laps, so hats off to this number 67 crew right now. But if we go back up front there right now, side by side, Clinton Sneed and Jeremy Little, they're side by side for third.
Clinton Sneed's going to take the inside here. He's going to have a little advantage. Looks like he's going to be able to slide up there. Maybe the 28 machine got a little tight there on exit. Carry a little too much momentum. As we mentioned later in the run, these trucks are getting harder and harder to turn. But right for now, the 49 machine of Clinton Sneed up to third position. We saw him charging up towards the front in the ARCA series earlier. So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out for him.
Back to the front, Gabriel Ellison not necessarily checking out over Dan Cruz. A half-second lead here. And right now, your tires are starting to talk to you. Maybe you're trying to search that middle, the lower line for grip, Sheffield. As 25 pit stops, we're thinking that we're halfway to pit stops.
Yeah, and I just saw Clinton Sneed there have a little moment there. Got into the wall a little bit off of 3 and 4. That allowed the 28 machine to close back up the gap, but he's gathered it back up here. It looks like we've got a truck at the 75 or Skidmore on pit lane right now.
75 coming down pit road to assess the damage. Tough break for those guys tonight, as hopefully that's not too bad and they don't go too many laps down Sheffield.
Yeah, pit road here, you're looking 30-second lap times, 30 to 31 second lap times. You're looking 45 seconds on pit road at least. The fortunate thing is he'll have fresh tires when he comes out, so he'll be able to make up a little bit of time. Still early enough in the run that you can minimize the bleeding here, hopefully, and you can get that truck back going and start laying down some good times with a little bit, that damage. I know it's going to be tough to do.
Very tough to make that decision to come down an unscheduled stop for the 75, but he's thinking, hey, I got 2 pit stops. Might as well make the one early. Like you said, we are looking at right now the 29 Ally machine of Michael Garoon. A great looking paint scheme right now. He's doing a good job in the 12th position.
Yeah, he's up to 12th now. Looks like he's going to be battling Frank Hughes now for the 11th position. So he's kind of making a charge here, 28 laps into the run. As you mentioned, tires are really where you're going to feel it now. A little tougher to turn, especially on exit. So, you take care of him early. He could be reaping the benefits of, as you mentioned, just lifting a little early, getting it set, letting the guys go away from you in the first couple of laps, knowing that later on the run, you're going to make up huge time.
It's so crucial to anticipate the long run. I feel like I say it every week, but you have to. You can't go out there, burn up your stuff early, because you're going to drop like a rock right now. And we're watching up front as a 75. That's the difference in fresher tires right there. Just blowing by your leader to get the lap back. So good job for the 75, Brian Skidmore.
Well, and, we talked about it. 55 lap run on fuel, pitting on lap 20-some. 2 stops, that's going to put him off cycle with everyone else. This may work out well for him, correct?
Yeah, he might be hoping for a caution, maybe, Sheffield, but maybe you're right. Maybe the math works out right now as we're right on board with the 27. He's really rolling through the corners right now, coming off. Look how close that wall comes to you. Gabriel Ellison right now being a wheelman out front.
Yeah, it looks like the 46 machine there running second of Dane Cruz got a little piece of a wall there, as you're talking about. That wall comes creeping up on you really, really fast. And these guys that, are able to keep it low on exit, wait to get on the power, are probably going to be able to reap the rewards here. You push it too hard, too early. And, we talked about pit stops earlier. And these guys, their crew chiefs and their spotters, are going to be evaluating the data after their first pit stop, see how hard they push the truck, where they can push it more. If they can push it more, they're going to have to try a little different approach here. And we talked about in the ARCA series, this early in the run is when you want to experiment. You want to try something different than the guy in front of you. See if it's going to give you something a little extra that you can use later in the race. You don't want to show your whole hand now, as it looks like we've got a battle brewing up on track.
That's the number 67 of William Hartman. He's making a work on Jeremy Little. He's down low. They're side by side. He's going to get the job done. Your ARCA race winner, he's going up to P4.
Yeah, up 13 positions from the starting position here. Last time by, leader ran a 32:13. Hartman ran a 32:15. So times are pretty much the same. Through I'd say fifth, are all in the 32:10 to 32:15 range. So your top 5 pretty much the same lap times as they run right now.
Right now, William Hartman is tracking down Clinton Sneed. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it or get to him before the pit stop, but we'll have to just wait and see. As right now, Jeremy Little, he looks like he's falling back a little bit.
Yeah, and going back up, looking up towards the front right now. Ellison able to pull a little bit of a gap there on Dane Cruz with about a 1 second gap there. I'm not sure if the truck's just getting too tight for Cruz right now, as Ellison is just able to set the truck in the corner. As we mentioned earlier, getting a good drive off, staying a little bit closer to the bottom. So seems like he's got that truck rotating the corner pretty nicely right now.
Ellison right now doing a little bit of saving, I guess, with a second lead. You can't go out there, burn up your tires. He's doing a good job with Cruz back there. And Clinton Sneed right now sitting in the podium spot. What a heck of a night it would be for Clinton Sneed to have back-to-back podiums in the same night.
Yeah, last time by, your leader with a 31.98. So still setting a blistering pace up front. He's going to be a force to be contending with tonight. But like we talked about, the guy on the move so far is Hartman, now up to the 4th position. As you mentioned, he's running down Sneed a little bit of a time at a time here. Looks like we got a battle heating up now between the 26 machine of Jeremy Little and the 34 of Wayne Lowe.
Wayne Lowe on the inside of Jeremy Little. They're side by side coming to the stripe. It's gonna be lap 38 out of 115. Jeremy Little still has the advantage coming in turn number 1.
It's gonna be allow Lowe to get a little bit of advantage coming to the bottom. If he's able to clear here, which he's not, Little's gonna have the run here on the top side. And, you know, looking back behind him, Latham's like seeing that behind him because there's 2 positions he can try to gain here if they keep running side by side.
You're absolutely right now, but Lowe gonna get the job done over Jeremy Little for P number 5. So chalk his name up in P5 as we have Timothy Latham sitting in 7th. He's up 7 positions to that number 5 Chevy Silverado.
And as they run right now, Gabriel Ellison is your leader. Dane Cruz is running 2nd. 3rd is Clinton Sneed. 4th is William Hartman. 5th is Wayne Lowe. 6th is Jeremy Little. 7th is Timothy Latham. 8th is Kevin Winker. 9th is Dylan Hoffman. And running out your top 10 as they run is Brandon Zimmerman.
And 11th is number 29, Michael Garoon. And 12th is number 55, Mitch Ellison. 13th is number 40, Doug Denise. 14th is number 61 of Frank Hughes. 15th is number 2 of Forrest Bullen. We saw him getting a little bit of a fender bender, turn number 1. 16th is number 45, Sam Jones. 17th is Rodney Griffin. And 18th is Brian Skidmore.
And let's go take a look back. I think John Peel maybe had a little bit of contact there. I'll see if we can get back to it on the camera here. We're staying green here as he pulls down off the track. Great respect for the competitors, you know, we see in this series week after week. Doesn't want to cause a caution here. Keep it green here as we're lap 40 now of 115. And the 67 machine of William Hartman is now caught Clinton Sneed. Just put the pass on. So he's going to be moving up to the 3rd position now, setting his sights on the top 2.
Biggest mover of the race, William Hartman in the number 67. He's up 14 positions to the 3rd spot. And guess what, Sheffield? We're going to be working on pit stops here in about 5-10 laps.
Yeah, and the 29 machine of Michael Garone battling now with the 20 machine of Brandon Zimmerman for that 10th position here as they're side by side coming into turn 3. And it looks like the 29 is going to clear here. Coming back down to the front straightaway.
The number 29 up to 10th position right now, and then in 10th, or I'm sorry, in 11th is Brandon Zimmerman back in 20th, so he got the job done. They're still neck and neck right now, and they're coming up on the number 15 machine of Hoffman.
Yeah, number 15 machine's coming up pretty quickly on them. They should be, looks like they're closing the gap pretty well there. You should see that move in the next lap or so. Looking back up front, not much change here. Still about a 1 second gap between Ellison and Cruz with their times within 0.04 of each other. So no real change up front. Hartman right now is about a 10th quicker a lap. So he's going to be slowly catching these guys as, you know, we're roughly 10 laps away, maybe 15 away from their first pit stop.
William Hartman really rolling through the corners. He's gapped Clinton Sneed now by over a second. So you can say this, Sheffield, that 67's on a mission.
The 26 machine, Jeremy Little, first guy down pit road here at lap number 43. Maybe a little bit of an undercut opportunity here. He's going to set his strategy, determine his next pit stop here. See if anybody follows on the next lap here, Craig.
You got to think these guys are all going to follow suit, but maybe it's a big undercut right now at lap 45. I guess the window is open, Sheffield, as Gabriel Ellison, he's still out in front of Dan Cruz. I'm really curious to see when those guys are going to elect to come down pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Cruz has cut the gap down about a 1/10 and a half here in the last lap and a half. I'm not sure if maybe Ellison got a little tight off a corner, but he's closing in a little bit. I'll have to watch this to see how this unfolds, especially with pit strategy coming up. You know, whether they're going to pit on the same lap. Maybe one go a lap later, one go a lap sooner. Looks like we got a couple more trucks coming down pit road.
Sam Jones bringing the 45 machine down pit road to get 4 fresh tires and a full tank of Sunoco racing fuel. In Sheffield, to go back to Gabriel Ellison, if I'm Gabriel Ellison and Dan Cruz gets to me, I'm coming down pit road.
Yeah, that's the point now, especially when you're right now at your pit window. go ahead and come down. Go ahead and get your tires. He's by you. Now you can try to take advantage, get your service done, and try to get the run back out. Looks like William Hartman now is down pit road as well.
William Hartman, the ARCA winner in the number 67, he's coming down pit road to get service done. As we're seeing a lot of these guys making their way down pit road on lap 47, Sheffield. And if I'm the leaders, I'm thinking lap 50. I don't know why, but it's a whole number, and I just want to come down lap 50.
Yeah, and this brings up a point you always talk about is the race within the race here. The guy can get by you for the lead, or you're a little bit faster than the leader on pit road. One pit stop will make a huge difference. 2 pit stops could be a major difference here if you're able to make a better pit stop, pit entry time, pit stop time, and pit exit time, without, get a speeding penalty on pit road. That may make the major difference here tonight, Craig.
If I'm a truck driver in the Thursday Night Throwdown and I was watching the ARCA race, I saw the number 67 gain almost double his time, how fast he was down pit road. Keep that your mental note. As you're right. You have to hit your marks, Sheffield. You cannot get a speeding penalty. It'll ruin a night. As these guys right now are coming to lap 50.
Yeah, coming to lap 50. And still single file. Got a couple truck battles here going on throughout the field. Looks like the biggest battle right now is around the 29 machine of Michael Garone, Dylan Hoffman, Brandon Zimmerman, all battling for about that 7th through 9th position here. As it looks like Hoffman is going to be on, Brandon Zimmerman is going to be on the inside of Hoffman. He's going to take that spot right now. He's going to bring the 45 with him there. Hoffman is going to be slide back 2 positions there. Maybe the 45 might be a lap down. Excuse me. Sorry, Sam Jones is a lap down. So he's on fresh tires. He'll be making his way up through these guys right now.
Well, Sheffield, we are getting a good picture of old versus new tires right now. Sam Jones is so quick right now. It's Kevin Winker coming down pit road. Dylan Hoffman entering pit road. He's going to now get the chance to see what his optional is. We have another truck coming down pit road. It's Frank Hughes. So pit road is a happening place, Sheffield.
Yeah, your top 5 still out now on the track. Have not elected to pit yet. I'm curious to see how many more laps they're going to push it. If they can get, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to, if you can get another 6 laps out of it, you might be able to push it to the end on one stop, Craig.
You're playing with fire with 6 laps, Sheffield. We did our math. 50 to 55 is the window. It's going to be very tough right now as we see the number 20 coming down pit road. You got to think a couple more laps, Sheffield.
Yeah, you got to think a couple more laps. I'm curious to see if maybe somebody ran it enough that they could save a little bit of fuel. Looking at the top 5 and the times, I don't see it there. Maybe someone like maybe Mitch Ellison. It's hard to see, but we should be able to see this shape up here, with their pit window here coming up. They're well within the pit window here as we're taking lap number 54.
William Hartman was one of the first trucks coming down pit road. The amount of time he's gaining is through the roof. I would like to think that he's going to be your leader when it's all said and done. Maybe he bounces that 4 second that he was back. But it's going to be the tire game on the back end of it, Sheffield. Now you're on the defense when the pit cycle rolls through. So I'm excited to see as Gabriel Ellison right now, he's rolling that 27 truck still out on the track here. Coming to lap 55, Sheffield, you might be right.
Yeah, it looks like you're trying to go through here and look. Your first top 8 have not. Top 8 have not elected to pit yet. Rodney Griffin is now down on pit road in that 97 machine. So he's coming down lap 53, crossing the line for 54. Your leader, Gabriel Ellison, Dane Cruz, Clinton Sneed, Wayne Lowe, Michael Garone, Mitch Ellison, and Forrest Bullen all have elected not to pit yet. So as you mentioned, this is allowing Hartman to make up some time. However, when these guys come back out of the pit, it's gonna counteract that because they're gonna have 6, 8 lap, maybe 10 lap fresher tires, Craig.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for William Hartman to hold them off once they get to him. But we're going to see is right now the 27 is rolling through 3 and 4 with Dan Cruz. They're still out there, Sheffield. They're rolling 57 laps on this tank of gas.
Yeah, and Hartman right now is closing in on your leader, Gabriel Ellison, to get his lap back the natural way here. So if he gets to the inside here, it may contend with if Allison was going to pit this time, unless he just lets him go by here in 3 and 4, and Hartman's going to clear him here in 3 and 4. So I'm curious to see how much longer 27 is going to stay out. He's coming to pit road now.
Gabriel Ellison coming down pit road. That only makes me think that Dan Cruz is going to come the next time by. The number 27 Toyota Tundra down pit road, your race leader.
And lap 58, this may push it to the end here, Craig. If the 46 machine of Dane Cruz can complete this lap and get down the pit road with enough fuel here to not run out, that's going to be 59 laps here. He may be able to do this on one stop.
The one stop strategy will probably win the race. As Dane Cruz coming down pit road in the number 46. So his machine's going to be serviced on. You got to execute your pit stop. So Sheffield, it's a race within the races. We see Gabriel Ellison now. He's rolling off pit road, and I'm curious to see where that's going to lead William Hartman.
Well, we still got a couple drivers still on the track. We've got Clinton Sneed still out. We got Michael Garone still out. We got Forrest Bullen still have not elected to pit here. So they're going to be well within the one-stop window as Clinton Sneed is now coming down the pit road. I expect Garone and Bullen to follow.
I'm almost curious to think if the 49 Clinton Sneed was in save mode. Maybe he was losing a little bit of time, but hats off to him to make it to 59 right now. As we see a 4-car battle right now coming out across the start-finish line as things are starting to heat up, Sheffield. Yeah,
the 29 machine of Garone is now your leader. All the trucks there on the inside have already elected to pit, trying to get their lap back. Imagine the 29 machine is probably trying to work his way down towards the bottom here as we're working lap number 60 out of 115.
Michael Granone in the Ally 29 making it way through 3 and 4, getting super tight. Not going to come down pit road this time. Sheffield, the amount of time that you're losing staying out is crucial, you'd say, to for these guys coming down for fresh tires.
Yeah, I see the 2 machine now, Forrest Bullen in the pit road. So that now leaves the only truck out there that has not pitted would be the 29 machine on Michael Garone. So curious to see how this is going to work itself out. William Hartman now is running in second. So when Garone pits, which he's going to be on pit road right now, that's going to put the 67 as your new leader here. As things are cycling around, Hartman is going to have about a pretty good gap here, a couple second lead now over Ellison.
Hartman right now looking at an 8-second lead over Ellison, and that number is going to minimize quickly as their pit difference is about 10 laps, Sheffield. William Hartman pitted on lap 46. Gabriel Ellison came down on lap 57. So, yeah, we have 11 lap pit difference because before Grenoble came down pit road, that was a 20-second margin.
Yeah, and with the 46 laps, he's going to have to pit again, Hartman is. So I'm curious as to when he's going to just go ahead and do it now and try to make up the time after they get maybe 10 or 15 laps on their tires here, or wait later in the run. But I think this one-stop strategy is going to work out for those guys that were able to execute it.
Just to update all the Timothy Latham fans, he has disconnected due to packet loss. Hate to see it for that number 5 Toyota Tundra, your championship winner of last season. Tough break to start out the season.
Yeah, and we've all been there. We've done that. Since we cycled through the pit stalls and waiting things to cycle out here. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a minute.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Nashville for the Delta Cam's Thursday night Throwdown Truck Series here. Great green flag race so far here from Nashville. We're now 66 coming to lap 67 out of 115 laps with William Hartman as your leader, Gabriel Ellison running second, Dane Cruz running third, Kevin Winker in fourth. Fifth is Clinton Sneed. Wayne Lowe is sixth. Seventh is Brandon Zimmerman. Eighth is Doug DeNice. Ninth is Mitch Ellison. And 10th is Michael Garone as they run right now.
In 11th, the lap down is Forrest Bolin. 12th is Jeremy Little. 13th, Dylan Hoffman. 14th, Frank Hughes. 15th, Brian Skidmore. 16th is Sam Jones. 17th, Rodney Griffin. 18th is Timothy Latham. 19th, John Peel, and 20th is Riley Dunn.
As we look now, we talked about it earlier in case you're just tuning in. William Hartman is now your leader. He elected to lap to pit on lap 46. Gabriel Ellison was your leader there for about the first 55, 60 laps. He pitted on lap 57. So about 11 lap difference here between your leader and second place here. Looks like Hartman is going to try the two-stop strategy, possibly, and Ellison and them, that group may be able to complete this race on one stop, Craig.
William Hartman right now undercutted the first pit stop, so he has to pit again, like you said. If Gabriel Ellison can make it, I don't think the tires of William Hartman can come back up to the field. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen here, Sheffield.
Yeah, and while we have a minute here, I want to give a little shout out, thank you to the league sponsors here. Delta Cam has come along as the title sponsor for these guys this year. Anybody that's not familiar with them, they've been manufacturing and repairing camshafts since 1977. It's been around a long, long time. They created a partnership, in 2010. A lot of years of experience, and now it's a second generation veteran owned business. They really pride themselves in the fact that they have the ability to repair almost any camshaft. So anybody needs any camshaft work done, it'd be worthwhile to go take a look at them. You can check them out on Facebook or on their website at www.deltacam.com. And then their other secondary sponsor here is Sim Racer Hub. Maybe a new name for you, but you'll be very familiar with that was formerly known as Dan Lisa. It's a scoring statistics site that a lot of iRacers are very familiar with, especially your league admins, as they handle all the points and the statistics here for most of the leagues here in iRacing. It's been around for years. They've already done some updates to the site, and very impressive here as a league admin on a different league. I use it regularly, and I'm excited to see what else they're going to bring as far as updates. You can go check them out, and more information if you run a league here or are interested in it at www.simracerhub.com. I really want to thank those guys for coming on board. These guys did a great job in season 1. I know they're going to do the same thing in season 2, Craig.
Absolutely. And if you're a league owner, if you're a league admin, if you're thinking about joining a league or doing a league, throwing it on, throwing the whole show, you have to go to simracinghub.com. It sets it up perfectly. They do a great job, phenomenal. I don't think we could run our leagues without it. So hats off to those guys. Hats off to the 49 right now as we're coming to lap 75 out of 115 here at Thursday Night Throwdown.
Yeah, and talking about the 49 of Clinton Snead, I also want to bring out, Snead Competition Designs. Not only does he run the league, but, this company here helps sponsor everything. So, they specialize in your web design, data analysis, and customized computer programs. Do a lot for the league. It can do a lot for, other iRacers, as far as analyzing for setup changes, computer codes, of various amount of things they can provide. You can check them out as well at www.sneadcompetitiondesign.com. I know these guys love having him on board. Does a lot for this league.
As we're rolling through the paydays here, Gabriel Ellison took the lead from William Hartman. New race leader, Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, Gabriel Ellison really taking advantage there of those fresher tires, able to drive right back by Hartman. Now I'm interested to see if Hartman is going to stop again. When is he going to make that stop? Watching Ellison drive by him there.
Yeah, the fresher tires, 10-lap difference. We've seen it right there. Now Hartman falling back. He's going to be under attack by Dan Cruz. If you're Hartman, you're thinking, my pit window is open. If I pit right now, I can make it. So I'm curious to see how long he's going to stay out because he has to come again, Sheffield.
Yeah, and I don't want to say it, but I'm just, don't want to curse it. But, there's always the one thing that, equalizes it all and can change everything up here tonight. But I'm not going to jinx it by talking about it. As we're going to lap number 78 now out of 115. Gabriel Ellison, your leader. Second now is Dane Cruz, who's made it by William Hartman. He runs in third. Fourth, Clinton Seed. And right at your top five is Wayne Lowe here. Good run. Pretty much your whole top 10 now are on the lead lap.
If you're a fan out there watching, shoot your comments. Who do you want to win this one? And if you're curious on what Sheffield was talking about, it's that rain cloud that comes out turn number 3 every once in a while. But right now I'm seeing clear skies here at Nashville, as right now Gabriel Ellson's still out front. He's looking to start this season out with a win.
And as we were talking about it, we wondered how long. William Hartman is now down pit road, so he's going to make his second stop here. I want to see, we saw how quick he was on pit road there in the ARCA race. So I think he's really good at getting on and off pit road, so he should be able to minimize the bleeding here. He's going to have about 22 lap fresher tires here, so he's going to be making up huge ground.
Huge ground, but does he have enough time? And if Gabriel Ellison can make it the whole way, it's going to be very tough for that number 67 to get back up to the front. It's just time will tell, Sheffield.
Yeah, and looking at lap times in the gap now, pretty much reminiscent there of the first run. Gabriel Ellison just over 1.10 over Dane Cruz, who's got about a 7, almost 8-second gap back to Clinton Snead now. And looking at the times last time by, your leader was a 31.74, Cruz was a 31.71. Pretty much they're the fastest other than Garone now, who's in 7th, but he's also on 5-lap fresher tires here. So your top 2 pretty much setting the times on the board.
Last time by right now for our leader was a 31.89, and Dane Cruz with the 31.86. So yeah, Sheffield, they're right there neck and neck. So you're absolutely right about that. As we have Doug Denice coming down pit road right now, the number 40 getting service done for him. So he's a 2-stopper, seeing if his strategy can pay off in the long run.
Yeah, now's the time to do it. Roughly 34 laps to go. You don't do it now, you're definitely going to run out of time. I'm not sure even right now is enough time. And just looking right now, I'm curious to see. William Hartman's time last time was at 30.54 to the leader's 31.99. Almost a second and a half difference here. Curious to see how far he's going to be able and how much time he's going to make up as, a second and a half a lap. But you're going to have to deal with traffic, as you just saw there. That's going to slow him up just a little bit, but, he'll be able to take the position here coming through 1 and 2 on those fresher tires.
So at the top of the show, we said the pit window was 50 to 55 laps, Sheffield. That's a rough estimate. We don't get paid the big bucks to sit on top of the box and make calls out for these guys. Right now, Clinton Snead pitted on lap 59. That is 56 laps. So Gabriel Ellison, Dan Cruz, they all made it 58, 57. I don't know if they were saving or not, but I think that the one stop's going to pay off, Sheffield.
Yeah, I mean, that 1 or 2 laps does not seem like a lot, but with Clinton Snead being able to push it to 59 laps, Gabriel Ellison able to push it to 57, that's 114 if you multiply it by 2, 116 for Dane Cruz. You've got to roughly, even though it says 115 laps, you've got to complete 116. So I would say the guy that has the least worry about fuel right now would be Clinton Snead there, sitting in that third place, other than Michael Garone, who was able to push it to lap number 61. So we know he should be out, no problem there on fuel.
Sheffield, there's so many factors that go into saving gas. Maybe he had a little bit more draft. Maybe he was letting off, rolling the corners back. Now he's out in fresh air, burning more gas. So there's so many factors that go. It's all a gamble here as we're at Nashville. We're on lap 87 out of 115. This thing is winding down right now, but Gabriel Ellison, he's still out to a second lead over Dane Cruz.
And you're talking about that and, saving fuel and saving tires. I'm curious, watching the first 2 runs, Gabriel Ellison has maintained about the same gap between himself and Dane Cruz running in second. I'm wondering if he's pushing the truck just hard enough to maintain that gap, or is that the way they're, both of them are pushing it the same amount, focusing on lap times, maintaining the gap. You never know what's going through these guys' heads. We're just sitting up in the booth trying to figure out what the strategy is, and sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong.
Yeah, it's all a gamble here right now as we are seeing William Hartman. He's making his way with his fresh tires, going to get his lap back over Gabriel Ellison the hard way here in the 67. Now he has to go a whole 1.33 mile around the track to catch back up to Ellison in roughly 25 laps. Sheffield, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I'm looking at the times now, trying to do the math. 31.03 of Hartman to 32.2. So that's about a second on a lap. And it takes about 32, 33 seconds to get around this track. Mathematically speaking, and I expect Hartman's time's probably to fall off a little bit here because of he's going to be pushing it a little bit harder. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it done tonight or not, Craig.
Well, Hartman gets his lap back, so if the water bottle in turn number 2 comes out, he will be on the same page as all the leaders right now. But the man out front right now, Gabriel Ellison, he's out to a 1.4 second lead. That gap's growing just little by little, and then we have Clinton Snead sitting at 9.6 seconds back in third spot. And then Wayne Lowe in the number 34. He's in fourth. He's doing a good job. A great run for the number 34 Chevrolet. And then in fifth, your strategy man, Kevin Winker, in the number 42.
And the thing I think tonight, though, is if a caution was to fly, it's going to re-equalize the playing field because I believe all these guys will have another set of tires. So it's going to be tough here. As you see the 40 machine working to the inside of the leader, getting his lap back as well. So Doug DeNice is going to be able to get his lap back. That'll cycle him back around. So I'm curious to see how much time these guys are going to be able to make up, with roughly 24 to go here. As looks like the 27 of Ellison is closing now on the 97 machine.
Well, if it is a broadcaster's curse, you said the word, so we're about to find out. Sheffield, as right now Gabriel Ellison still out front of Cruz as he's working through some lap traffic right now. No harm, no foul. He's coming around. 22 laps to go. The laps are ticking down. I'm excited to see if he has enough gas to make it to the end.
Yeah, looking at a gap now of Ellison of about almost still a second over Dane Cruz. Clinton Sneed, about 8.5 seconds back from Cruz, running third. Fourth is Wayne Lowe. Fifth is Kevin Winker. Brandon Zimmerman is running sixth. Seventh, Wayne Hartman. Eighth, Michael Garone. Ninth is Mitch Ellison. And running 10th, first car lap down, would be Forrest Bull in there.
In 11th, number 26, Jeremy Little. 12th is Dylan Hoffman. 13th, Doug Denise. 14th, the number 61, Frank Hughes. 15th, the number 75, Brian Skidmore, Sam Jones, Rodney Griffin, Timothy Latham, John Peel, and Riley Dunn. They round out your field here tonight, Sheffield. The laps are ticking down right now. If you're out in front, if you're a leader, you have a second lead, not a whole lot. How are you looking down at your relative? Are you worried? Are you white-knuckled? Are you out there cruising like you've been there before?
I'm going to say, because I'm not in the position, I'm looking past the hood pins, not worrying about the mirror right now, because the last thing I would want to do is make a mistake. I'd want to hit my mark, drive my race the best I can. That's all you can do. Minimize yourself on mistakes here, and try to carry yourself to victory lane. And I'm curious and watching the times of Hartman now. Less than a second gap difference in times of a 31.47 to a 32 point roughly 20. So laps are winding down here. The window's slowly closing. He's done a great job. He's still up 11 positions from the starting spot here. He's running in sixth, and he's slowly running down Kevin Winker. He's about 2 seconds ahead of him.
William Hartman, the two-stop strategy right now, trying to pay off. I'm thinking he's really going to need a caution to get the job done. Now, these cars out here have pit calculators in them, the iRacing pit calculator. You're looking at that and you're thinking, when do I start saving Sheffield if I'm short?
Yeah, you've got to kind of save early here, because I found out the hard way, when you get it down below 10 laps of fuel, that number seems to drop a whole lot more rapidly than it normally does. You're doing the math. I'm good. About 2 laps, and you look down and you go, oh, how am I 1 lap short? So they're constantly watching it. Their crew chief's constantly watching it. Their spotter is always telling them what's going on around the track, what lines people are running, if they're making any gains. There's so much information that these drivers are processing at a time. You get it all together, works out great. Miss one little thing, one miscalculation, and it can turn south on you in a night.
Gabriel Ellison still out front right now. He's got some lap traffic he's dealing with. And the number 29 of Michael Grunard. Sorry about that. The number 29. He's coming up on a lot of lap traffic. It's going to slow him down maybe a little bit, Sheffield, or maybe he's going to get behind him and save a little gas. He still has a second lead over Dane Cruz.
Yeah, he's got a second here. He's just got to be able to pick his way through the lap traffic. That will make the difference as to whether Cruz is going to be able to close the gap, or if Ellison's able to maintain the gap. He did a pretty good job there getting by the 20 machine and the 29 machine of Michael Garone and Brandon Zimmerman. Now he'll be closing in on the next lap car here. See how much trouble Cruz has getting by him here.
Cruz right now working on that lap traffic that Gabriel Ellison just made it look so easy to go through. We'll see if that number 46 Toyota Tundra can do the same thing right now. He's coming down low on the number 20 machine, making his way through side by side down the back straightaway. It's crunch time, Sheffield. He's still a second back, battling through lap traffic.
Yeah, he should be able to get it done here in 3 and 4. Have room to run up the track here if he needs it to maintain that momentum. That's one thing we talk about in these trucks all the time, is the more you keep it turned down when you get in the gas, you want to have that exit up higher towards the wall if you need it, because these trucks tend to bog down, especially over long runs. If you can maintain that momentum, it's vital here.
So the cars out on the track right now, Sheffield, that are on the one-stop strategy have made their bed, I would like to think. 14 laps. If you pit any later than this, you're not going to have enough time to run down, you'd say, Hartman or the guys that already pitted. So the bet is made right now. These guys right now are really trying to go the distance.
Yeah, they're trying to carry the distance here, as you mentioned. You come in with your strategy, you got to play it out. They've made their bed now. They got to sleep in it. We talk about this race, and one thing we haven't mentioned was the schedule that these guys have, and the various lengths of tracks that they're going to be running here. I love the mix-up because we're going from here to Iowa short track, then we're going to a super speedway at Talladega. So 3 weeks, 3 completely different animals. Both ARCA and the Truck Series. Exciting, and so happy they put us back on board for season 2, Craig.
Yeah, and then after the high banks at Talladega, we go to Kansas. That's going to be a fun one. And then on September 2nd, we make a couple right-handers at Watkins Glen. The first time in the Thursday Night Throwdown they were going to a road course. That's going to be super exciting. We all love the road course racing. See what these guys can do out there at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I love to watch it. I like driving it for a few laps. Then things kind of always go south. But, hey, these guys know what they're doing. For sure, as you're watching right now, the 46 machine of Dane Cruz, a little bit more of a gap now to the leader there. It's about a 1.3 second gap. Clinton Snead has closed the grind a little bit here, about a second and a half now on Dane Cruz. So he's about almost 7 seconds back here. Looking at the lap times, he's about 0.2 quicker a lap here. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time here with about 9 to go to close the gap to second place. It looks like we got a truck now on pit road.
Jeremy Lill bringing his machine down pit road to get the tires. He's said, boys, I can't make it. We're coming down pit road, the 2-stop strategy. So right now, still out front, though, Ellison battling lap traffic. I think right now he's playing the draft game, maybe saving a little gas behind the number 55.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a gap to play with there. Looks like probably it's going to be a teammate there in front of him. Sure it is, both running Snead competition designs here. So probably going to help each other out a little bit here. Save a little bit of extra fuel just in case. I'm curious to see what his fuel numbers look like right now. Does he have to save, or is he good and he just wants a little extra cushion in case of that green-white checker?
Right now, I'm riding on board with the number 27, Mitch Ellison, and there's no signs of saving, no signs of putting it on the clutch. He's backing up the corners just a little bit, letting it roll through the corners. He's coming down the back straightaway right now. Good job passing number 55. Gabriel Ellison doesn't want to see a caution with 8 laps to go.
Yeah, going back now, I'm taking a look at William Hartman now, who's worked his way back up to the 5th position. A difference of about 0.3 faster last time by than the leader. So the newness of those tires has worn off now. He's now 5.6 seconds back from 4th place. Great run here. I mean, still for him tonight, up 12 positions. Definitely a good run for him. Win the ARCA race coming here and sitting in 5th right now in a Truck Series race, first week out with him.
Yeah, first week out for the 67, and you know what, Sheffield? You go into the race with a pair of notes, and you say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it a 2-stop strategy. I'm going to short pit here, do all that. Now he's thinking to himself, man, I should have just did the calculations just one more time. Maybe we could have made it. But right now he's saying a prayer. Now these guys out in front of him, Ellison, Cruz, Snead, Lowe, maybe they don't have enough to make it.
Yeah, and Gabriel Ellison was able to get by the 55 machine of Mitch Ellison there. He's back out front. He's working on the 42 machine now with Kevin Winker, trying to put him a lap down. He's going to clear him out of 3 and 4. coming to the line here for the start of lap number 10. 6 laps to go here. Gabriel Ellison still with about a 1.2 second lead over Dane Cruz.
Gabriel Ellison doing a good job getting through lap traffic right now. We saw him get by Kevin Winker. Now he's coming down the back straightaway. He has his sights on Jeremy Little, but Jeremy Little, he should have fresher tires, so he might pull away from him. But right now, Dane Cruz is running out of time. We're coming to 4 to go this time back.
Yeah, I don't see Jeremy Little being a factor here as far as lap traffic with the 4 fresh tires here. Should be able to pull away a little bit here. I didn't see any damage on that truck other than maybe a little bit of rear damage on the right side. It's hard to tell with the angle I'm at right now. But as you mentioned, Cruz is running out of time. If you got anything in the tank, now's the time you got to push it.
Coming to 3 laps to go right now. Lap traffic doesn't seem to be a problem for Gabriel Ellison as he's trying to check the boxes here at Nashville Super Speedway in the Thursday Night Throwdown. He has 3 laps to go, just roughly over 3 miles to get the job done here in the number 27 Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, I talked about Clinton Snead about 8 seconds back earlier. He's in third. Now he's about 5.6 and closing the gap to second place. I don't think he's going to have quite enough time to get there, but not a surprising thing from Clinton Snead. We talked about it in the ARCA Series race. He's always charging late in the run. Great tire saver, great long run guy here. No surprise to see him running third as they run right now.
Yeah, 2 podiums in the night for Clinton Snead. If this thing pans out how it's shaping up to be, hats off to the 49 team for sure. But we go back up to Gabriel Ellison. He's coming into turns 3 and 4 right now. He's going to get that white flag. It's going to be one more time to go, Sheffield, here at Nashville.
Yeah, one more lap around for Nashville Super Speedway. Gas is definitely not a factor for him now. Pretty sure. Just got to complete this lap here. Like I said, I don't expect the 26 machine to be a factor here on this last lap. Let's close the gap to him a little bit. Still a 1.3 second gap as he's taking the 3 and 4 for the last time.
Coming to turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Gabriel Ellison, the number 27 Toyota Tundra Snead competition. Gonna bring it out turn number 4. He's gonna be your Nashville winner here tonight. The one-stop strategy, Gabriel Ellison.
Gabriel Ellison gonna bring home the checkered flag. Second's gonna be Daniel Cruz. He's run there pretty much a majority of the night. Clinton Snead is gonna be home, bringing him third. Wayne Lowe with a quiet but consistent run here tonight. He was in the top 5 pretty much majority of the night here, up one position in his finish. And running it out at the top 5 is William Hartman. Great charge here, just unable to run out of time there. Great race again here tonight. ARCA Series, great 80-lap run. Truck Series, 115 laps. I'm really excited for this season, Craig.
Hats off to these drivers, man. They killed it tonight. No cautions. That's what every driver loves to see right now. As right now, Gabriel Ellison, the number 27, is going to burn it down for the fans here at Nashville.
Yeah, he's earned that burnout right there. And, not worried about the motor next week. Crew chief told him, don't worry about it. We got another one. Enjoy your victory here. Great way to start the season. Get those ever important points here. Start the season off on the right foot because, as we talked about earlier, various tracks, short track coming up next. And then you got track like Talladega, Super Speedway. There's always a gamble. You never know what's going to happen week to week.
You said it best, Sheffield. But right now, before we talk to the podium drivers, we're going to take a quick break and see what our sponsors have to say.
I started Folds of Honor above my garage 13 years ago because 90% of spouses and children of killed or disabled U.S. service members receive no federal education assistance. Our mission has never wavered. We honor their sacrifices by educating their legacy.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Thanks to you, I will be a construction engineer.
An elementary school teacher.
Thank you for helping me fulfill my dream of going to med school.
We're able to award these scholarships because patriots like you refuse to turn your back on the cost of freedom. Join the Folds of Honor Squadron today. Your $13 a month will help ensure we never turn military families away. This is your call to duty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thanks to people like you, I know my dad is not forgotten.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, race fans, to Nashville Super Speedway. Here as we just concluded the 115 laps here at Nashville on the Delta Cams Thursday Night Thunder truck series here. We're going to take a moment here. We're going to go and down trackside here and talk to our top three finishers. Exciting race here tonight, Craig. Just outstanding run by Gabriel Ellison.
Yeah, great run by Gabriel Ellison for sure. And Dan Cruz and Clinton Snead, all these guys, everyone here at the Thursday Night Throwdown did a great job. But let's go down and talk to the man that finished third, Clinton Snead.
Clinton, this is Mike and Craig in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, no surprise. 2 races tonight, 2 podium finishes. Great night for you here in the Snead Competition Designs truck. So, comparison, we saw you in the ARCA car. Push it, towards the end. No surprise there. Late run charge. You did the same thing, just ran out of time here tonight in the truck series. How was the truck tonight, and how was it compared to the ARCA car earlier?
Yeah, the truck was overall just tighter than the ARCA car. Really, really hard to get the power down and get a drive up off the corner. And because of that, it was real easy to burn up your front tires, just cranking too much wheel to it, which that's what I did that first run. I burnt my stuff up and fell back to 4th, I think, at one point. And I did a little better job at managing it that second run, but I just didn't have the pace to run with Gabe or Dane. Congratulations to those guys. They put on a clinic tonight. But yeah, happy for a 3rd place finish in the Delta Cam Snead Competition Design Tundra.
Yeah, as mentioned here earlier, I was watching your times there later in the run. I see you week after week as our second season here. So excited to be back here with you guys. And looking at your gap, you're about 8.5 seconds. And I look and you're 8 seconds, and I look and you're 7. Then you get to 6. Roughly 6 seconds. I'm like, just running out of time here. But I see great things for you this season. And talking about this season, next week we're in Iowa. How do you feel about Iowa?
Yeah, Iowa should be fun. Should be some really good racing. You got a couple of lines you can run there, and short track, so we'll be grouped up, and there might be a little bit of action here and there, but that's okay. It'll make for an exciting broadcast, but we're looking forward to it. I ended last season on a good string of podiums there, so hopefully we can carry it through this year and have another decent finish in the points.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable to watch your end of the last season runs there. Started learning, how you're a tire guy, and talking about short tracks. Looking at your hometown, Bristol, you probably really like short tracks. I'm just going to guess there. But now's the point in time we throw the microphone your way. Let you give your shout outs, your thank yous. Microphone's all yours.
Yeah. Once again, shout out to Evolution Racing Network for putting on these great broadcasts of the Delta Cam Thursday Night Throwdown series. Shout out to Gabe for winning the race, and Dane running second. They did really well. Also, shout out to simracerhub.com for sponsoring the Pole Award this year. And Also, thanks to Sneak Competition Design and Freshly Picked Design Co. for being on board and helping us out. And last but not least, thank to D Nice Designs for sponsoring the weekend. And hopefully we'll have some more good races and finish the season just like we started.
Well, once again, Clinton, always great to talk to you. Look forward to talking to you more and more in the season. I hope you have a great rest of the week and get prepared for next week's race at Iowa and hopefully get a chance to talk to you there.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Well, as I said, Craig, no surprise there. Watching him charge there towards the end, we kind of got used to watching him a little later in the run.
Yeah, Clinton Snead's getting very close. He just runs out of time at the last moments of the race. He does a good job at saving tires, showing the pace quick, being up here in the podiums and week in, week out. So good run for the 49. But right now I'm trackside with Dane Cruz. Let's go talk to him for a second. Hey, Dane, this is Michael Sheffield and Craig Burns up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Dane, your first run here with the Thursday Night Throwdown on the trucks here in Nashville. You brought it home second, one shy of a win. Going to the pit strategies, you were the one-stop deal. Was there any fear that you didn't have enough to make it?
Well, right after the pit stop, I was looking, and I had about like 10 laps to the good, and I think I finished about like 6 or 7 laps to the good, so I wasn't really too worried. It was just about catching Gabriel, which he was really fast tonight. Felt like we kept it pretty even, though. He definitely had better tires than me, I can tell you that much, so almost got the win, but
yeah,
don't know what I could have done differently, to be honest. He was just really fast.
Yeah, you were there with a margin about a second and a half back all night long, really shadowing him, hoping that he'd slip up just a little bit. You did a good job coming down pit road, getting the service done and everything. Going on to next week at Iowa, you're under the lights, short track racing. Sparks are going to fly. How are you feeling about Iowa?
Short track. I like short tracks, and I like Iowa. Probably going to be hard to pass there, kind of like it was here tonight. It's just if we keep going caution free, you need to save them tires. So that's probably going to be the big thing for next week.
Absolutely, always anticipating the long run here. Iowa is going to be a tough one on tires for sure, but we're probably going to be talking to you a few more times of the season, so we're looking forward to that. But before we let you go, anyone you would like to thank?
D Nice Designs, because he sponsored this race and he made the truck I was running tonight. So if you like this paint scheme, you could probably check him out on Facebook. And there's Sim Racer Hub, Delta Camshaft. I think they're the sponsor of the league. And Snead Competition Designs. Maybe that's how you say that, but shout out to them, I guess. Why not?
Well, you heard it here first from your second place finisher, Dane. You go have a good night. Celebrate with the crew. We'll see you next week at Iowa.
All right, thank you.
Great run by him tonight, and the way to start off a season, one position short of where you wanted to be in the long run here, but it's great motivation moving forward, especially the initial race of the season.
Yeah, get the motivation rolling. The snowball effect will form, a couple good runs here and there, good first showing out here, setting the bar really high. He said he was good on the gas, so that was something that we were always talking about up here in the booth. But to the man of the hour, we're going to bring in Gabriel Ellison, your race winner.
Gabriel, this is Michael and Craig up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Great run here tonight. Great win. Great way to start the season here on Delta Cams, Thursday Night Throwdown Truck Series. We watched, coming in, we did a little math here. Our fuel run was a little off. We saw you be able to do a one-stop strategy here tonight. Maintain a gap roughly once you took the lead of 1 second. So how was the truck here tonight? Were you just trying to maintain that gap and worry about conserving fuel, or, what was the thoughts and how the truck was feeling?
Yeah, so it was the tire wear is pretty hard here, especially on the right front, and it gets tight. This iRacing setup especially is pretty tight. So track position, big thing. So once I got that lead, you could go about 60 laps on fuel, but I pit at the end of 57, I believe. I really wanted to pit before Dane behind me. I did not want him to short pit me and jump me because that clean air meant a lot with how tight the truck was. Dirty air just made it even tighter. So I managed to jump him, and I think I had 3 seconds on him when he came out of the pits. He got to within about a second, but I think he used his stuff up a little bit. I was trying to conserve, and I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, lap cars definitely played nice too. I really appreciate all that from everybody. But yeah, overall it was just keeping the clean air and doing my best to save tires.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching, and our math coming in was about 55 laps. We were a little roughly off on that. We saw you pit a lap 57. We're thinking maybe 2-stop race, maybe 1-stop race, because unless you run a full fuel run, you don't know. But we watched you go in the pits there. Maintain that gap. We saw, 1 or 2 trucks try the 2-stop strategy. Didn't quite pay off. We expected the tire factor to be a huge play here, and as you mentioned, clean air was a big key for you here tonight. We saw a lot of trucks get tight there, especially coming off the exit of the corner, maybe a little contact with the wall, and that ruined their nights. But, looking forward at the season, we've got Iowa coming up next week. How you feeling about that track?
Yeah, I don't know. Quite a bit different from this. It's a good short track race in there. Last time I raced there, the truck was actually pretty loose, so it'll be a lot different than this. But I was a fun track. I don't think we'll keep our no caution streak going there. That's my prediction, because it's pretty loose off of 4, if I remember right. So I think it'll race good though. Like that track, I think it encourages passing more so than this track, just because it's a lot looser and there's a couple lanes at work compared to just the bottom. So I think that'll be a good race.
Well, I mean, it's always enjoyable watching guys, and this race like tonight, green flag run, start to finish. Watch things how things play out here. I'm sure we're going to be talking to you a couple times at least throughout the season here. Great start here with the win tonight. Before we let you go celebrate here, give you a chance here to give you shout outs and your thank yous. The microphone's all yours.
Oh, yeah, man. Huge shout out. Thanks to Delta Camshaft for sponsoring the series, as well as Sim Racer Hub. Go check that out if you run a league. Great standings websites, the old Dan Lisa. Also, huge thanks to D-Nice Designs for sponsoring the race here. It's really great having people come on board for this season. And then thanks to all the 423 Racing teammates. You got my brother Mitch, Clinton, Forrest, all of us kind of working together, working pit strategies together. And just thanks to everybody for coming out and running with us this season. And also thanks to you guys for the broadcast.
Yeah, we see the name Mitch, and we're wondering the relation there. I'm glad you elaborated on that. And we saw the Sneak competition designs. We're like, yeah, they're definitely teammates. You can tell by the paint schemes. But look forward to talking to you again throughout the season. Maybe we get a chance to talk to you next week. I hope you have a great weekend, and, do what you do to prepare for next week here at Iowa.
Hope so, man. Thank you all.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Well, no surprise there. Able to maintain that gap out front, Craig. Strategy panned out well for him, as he mentioned. I think we elaborated a little bit on it. Clean air, huge factor here tonight.
Yeah, we talked about it at the top of the show. The clean air is going to win the race. Gabriel Ellison used it to his advantage. A great run for those guys in the number 27 Toyota Tundra. And for the rest of these guys, Dan Cruz finishing second, third, Clinton Sneed, fourth, Wayne Lowe, fifth, coming home top 5, William Hartman. The 2-stop strategy paid off fifth. I'd take that any day of the week. Then you have Mitch Ellison in 6th. 7th is Kevin Winker, the number 42. 8th, Brandon Zimmerman. A lot of guys right now, Sheffield. Big momentum getting the top 10s here tonight. 9th, Michael Guru, and 10th, Doug Denise.
Finishing 11th is Forrest Bullen in the number 2. Finishing 12th will be the number 61 of Frank Hughes. 13th is Jeremy Little. 14th, Dylan Hoffman. 15th is Brian Skidmore. 16th, Sam Jones. Finishing 17th is Rodney Griffin. Finishing 18th is Timothy Latham. 19th is John Peel. and 20th as Rally Dunn. So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. And catch us live here on Evolution Racing Network on Facebook on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then we'll be back here again next Thursday night for another doubleheader of ARCA and Truck Series from Iowa. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Like us and follow us, and you'll be notified when we go live. For Craig Burns, this is Michael Sheffield, Evolution Racing Network. Wish you a great weekend, and hopefully catch you Monday during our broadcast.
Cheers, boys.